When kindness is met with exploitation, it often stems from a misinterpretation of compassion as vulnerability. This world is filled with those who see a gentle spirit and mistake it for a lack of strength. They think a kind heart is a doormat to be stepped on rather than a pillar of strength to be respected. We have all seen it perhaps in our own lives. You give generously, thinking your kindness will be met with gratitude, only to realize that some people see your goodness as an opportunity for advantage. You forgive repeatedly, hoping it will inspire change, only to be hurt again by those who never valued your grace in the first place. You offer help with an open heart, but instead of appreciation, you are met with expectations, as if your kindness is owed rather than given. This is the unfortunate reality of a fallen world. Some people do not know how to value what is freely given. They see mercy and assume weakness. They see patience and assume passivity. They see generosity and assume you are someone they can use without consequence. And if you do not recognize this pattern early, you may find yourself drained, giving endlessly to those who only take, offering love to those who do not return it, and sacrificing yourself for those who do not care for your well-being. But let me tell you something, kindness is not weakness. In fact, true kindness requires strength. It takes strength to remain compassionate in a world that is often cruel. It takes strength to forgive when the pain still lingers. It takes strength to love when love is not returned. The problem is not the kindness itself, but the absence of wisdom in how it is given. You must understand this. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your kindness. Some people need to experience the consequences of their actions before they learn to appreciate what they have been given. If you continue to pour yourself out for those who take advantage, you are not demonstrating kindness, you are allowing yourself to be disrespected. There is a reason why wisdom and kindness must go hand in hand. The world will test the limits of your grace, but it is up to you to set boundaries that uphold both love and respect. Because true kindness does not mean always saying yes. True kindness does not mean allowing disrespect. True kindness is knowing when to extend your hand and when to step back. Boundaries are essential because kindness without limits often leads to exploitation. If you keep giving without drawing a line, some people will begin to expect your generosity as a right rather than a gift. They will take advantage of your good nature, assuming that no matter how much they ask, how much they take, or how little they give in return, you will always be there. And the more you allow it, the more they lose respect for you. You see, kindness is like water. It is life-giving, refreshing, and necessary, but even water, when left unchecked, can flood and destroy. A river without boundaries overflows its banks, turning fertile land into a wasteland. In the same way, kindness without boundaries does not lead to deeper relationships. It leads to imbalance and resentment. Think about this. Would you keep pouring into a cup that has a hole in the bottom? No matter how much you give, it will never be enough, and you will only end up emptying yourself. That is why setting boundaries is not selfish, it is wise. It protects your heart from being drained by those who do not appreciate your kindness. But here's the challenge. Some people will not like your boundaries. They will call you unkind when you finally say no. They will accuse you of changing when you stop allowing them to take advantage of you. But hear me now. If someone only respects you when you have no boundaries, they never respected you at all. Boundaries are not a rejection of kindness. They are a reinforcement of it. Because real kindness does not mean being a doormat. It means giving from a place of strength, not exhaustion. It means loving people without letting them walk all over you. It means saying, I will help you, but I will not enable you. I will forgive you, but I will not let you continue to hurt me. I will be kind, but I will also be wise. So set your boundaries, guard your heart, because when you do, the right people will respect you more, and the wrong people will reveal their true colors. And that, my friends, is a kindness to yourself. Discernment in giving is crucial because not everyone who asks deserves, and not everyone who takes appreciates. Kindness, when given without wisdom, can become a tool for manipulation rather than a blessing. There are those who will come to you with open hands, not out of need, but out of greed. They do not seek help. They seek an opportunity to take advantage of your good nature. You see, kindness is not about giving to everyone indiscriminately. It is about knowing who to give to and how to give. A farmer does not scatter seed on barren ground. He plants where the soil is ready to receive. In the same way, we must be mindful of where we invest our kindness. Giving to the right person at the right time can change a life, but giving to the wrong person in the wrong way can create dependence, entitlement, and even harm. Think about it. If you give a beggar money every day, but he spends it on destruction instead of survival, are you truly helping him? If you constantly bail someone out of their bad decisions, never allowing them to face consequences, are you being kind or are you enabling them? There is a difference between helping someone grow and helping someone stay in their weakness. True kindness lifts people up. It does not keep them dependent. And here is the hard truth. Some people will resent you when you stop giving to them. They will call you unkind, selfish, or even cruel. But listen, your kindness should never be at the expense of wisdom. If your generosity is being met with entitlement, if your giving is being repaid with disrespect, then it is time to stop and reassess. Because love does not mean saying yes to every request. Sometimes love says no, so that a person can learn, change, and grow. So, be kind, but be discerning. Give where it will truly make a difference, not where it will be wasted. Love freely, but not foolishly. Because when your kindness is paired with wisdom, it not only blesses others, it earns their respect. The trap of people-pleasing is dangerous because excessive kindness can turn into a habit of trying to keep everyone happy, leading to a loss of self-respect and respect from others. It starts innocently. You want to be helpful, to avoid conflict, to be liked, so you say yes when you mean no. You sacrifice your time, your energy, even your peace, thinking that if you just do a little more, people will appreciate you. But here's the truth, no matter how much you give, it will never be enough for those who only take. When you live to please people, you hand them control over your life. You let their opinions dictate your decisions, and slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to shrink. You stop speaking up, stop setting boundaries, stop living for your own purpose, because you are too afraid of disappointing others. And do you know what happens next? The more you bend over backward, the less they respect you. They start to assume that your kindness is not a choice but an obligation. They take you for granted, expecting you to always be available, always accommodating, always agreeable. And when you finally stand up for yourself, when you finally say enough, the ones who never truly valued you will be the first to turn against you. So for the first time ever, you will never be defended. But hear me now. God did not create you to be a people pleaser. He did not call you to live for the approval of others. True kindness is not about making everyone happy. It is about doing what is right. And sometimes doing what is right means saying no. It means disappointing some people. It means walking away from those who only love you when you are useful to them. Do not let the fear of losing people make you lose yourself. Those who truly value you will respect your boundaries. Those who love you for who you are, not just for what you do, will remain. So stand firm in your kindness, but do not be enslaved by the need for approval. Because the moment you stop living to please people is the moment you start living with true peace. Balancing grace with truth is essential, because true kindness is not just about being gentle, it is also about being honest. Many people believe that kindness means avoiding difficult conversations, always agreeing and never confronting wrongdoing. But real kindness does not mean staying silent when truth needs to be spoken. Think about it. If you see someone walking toward danger and you say nothing because you don't want to upset them, is that kindness? If you allow someone to continue in destructive behavior because you are afraid of offending them, are you truly helping them? No, kindness without truth is not love. It is avoidance. And avoidance does not heal, it only enables. Some people will take advantage of your grace, mistaking your patience for permission and your forgiveness for weakness. If you do not correct them, they will assume their actions have no consequences. If you do not speak up, they will continue to act as if respect does not matter. That is why kindness must be paired with truth, because love without honesty is not real love. And yes, telling the truth can be uncomfortable. It can make people angry. It can even push some away. But understand this, the people who truly respect you will value your honesty. They will see that your words come from a place of love, not malice. But those who only wanted your kindness without accountability, they will reject you the moment you stop agreeing with them. And that reveals the truth. They never valued you, only what they could get from you. So do not be afraid to speak truth in love. Be gracious, but do not be afraid to correct. Be merciful, but do not be afraid to set standards. Because real kindness does not enable wrongdoing, it calls people higher. And when you stand in both grace and truth, you will not only gain respect from others, you will walk in the integrity God created you for. Respect must be earned, not demanded, because when kindness is overextended without reciprocity, respect diminishes. Too often we assume that if we are kind enough, patient enough, and giving enough, people will naturally respect us. But the reality is, people do not always value what comes too easily. When kindness is constantly given without limits, it can create an imbalance where others begin to expect it rather than appreciate it. They no longer see it as a choice you are making, but as something you owe them. And when something is seen as a given, it is no longer valued. Think about a river. Its water is precious because it flows with purpose, carving its own path. But if that river overflows without direction, it becomes a flood, destroying everything in its way. Kindness works the same way. If it is given with wisdom and strength, it builds relationships, fosters respect, and changes lives. But if it is poured out without discernment, it loses its impact. The truth is, respect is not given freely, it is cultivated. People respect those who value themselves. They respect those who have boundaries, who stand firm in their principles, who are not afraid to say no when necessary. If you allow people to mistreat you, they will. If you tolerate disrespect in the name of kindness, it will continue. You do not need to beg for respect. You do not need to convince people to value you. You simply need to live in a way that commands it. When you set boundaries, when you hold others accountable, when you refuse to be taken for granted, that is when respect is truly established. And the right people, the ones who genuinely appreciate your kindness, will respect you even more for it. Kindness is a reflection of strength, not weakness. Yet in a world that often glorifies power, aggression, and self-interest, a gentle spirit is frequently misunderstood. People assume that if you are kind, you must be naive. If you forgive, you must be weak. If you choose patience over retaliation, you must not have the strength to fight back. But that could not be further from the truth. It takes real strength to be kind in the face of cruelty. It takes power to hold your peace when others provoke you. It takes discipline to forgive when you have every right to be bitter. The weak lash out. The weak seek revenge. The weak allow their emotions to control them. But the strong know when to show restraint, when to let go, when to rise above the pettiness of others. However, the world often tests the limits of kindness. People will see your gentleness and assume they can take advantage of it. They will push you, disrespect you, and see how much you will tolerate. And if you allow it, if you keep giving without ever standing your ground, they will lose respect for you. Not because you are kind, but because you have not shown them the strength behind your kindness. True kindness is not about allowing yourself to be walked over. It is not about letting people treat you however they want without consequence. No, real kindness is powerful. It is the ability to extend grace while also holding firm. It is being compassionate but never compromising your self-respect. People respect strength, and when they realize that your kindness is a choice, not a weakness, they will see you differently. Because the strongest person in the room is not the loudest, the harshest, or the most aggressive. It is the one who has the power to react, but chooses wisdom instead. So let your kindness be strong, let it be intentional, and let the world know that while you are kind, you are never to be underestimated. Beware the manipulators, because some will use your kindness as a tool to control you. There are people in this world who do not see kindness as a gift, but as an opportunity. They study your heart, your generosity, your compassion, not to appreciate it, but to find ways to take advantage of it. They know that you do not like conflict, so they pressure you into saying yes when you should say no. They know that you care about others, so they make you feel guilty when you do not meet their endless demands. They twist your kindness against you, making you believe that if you do not give in, if you do not keep sacrificing, you are not being a good person. But let me tell you something, manipulation is not love, and emotional blackmail is not friendship. True relationships are built on mutual respect, not on one person always giving while the other always takes. And here is the dangerous part. Manipulators do not always look like enemies. Sometimes they come disguised as family, friends, or even people who claim to care about you. They say all the right words, they act like they need you, but in the end, their goal is not to appreciate your kindness, it is to use it. So how do you protect yourself? By setting firm boundaries, by recognizing the difference between genuine need and calculated manipulation, by understanding that saying no does not make you unkind, it makes you wise. Because the moment you stop allowing people to control you through guilt or obligation, they will reveal their true colors. And when they do, let them go. Because real love, real friendship, real relationships, those are not built on manipulation. They are built on respect. And when you stop allowing others to take advantage of your kindness, you will not lose anything valuable. You will only lose those who are never truly for you. Self-respect is the foundation of true kindness, because if you do not value yourself, others will not value you either. Too many people believe that being kind means putting everyone else first, even at the cost of their own well-being. They think that if they keep sacrificing, keep saying yes, keep bending over backward, eventually people will appreciate them. But the hard truth is this: when you do not respect yourself, people will not respect you either. Think about it. If you treat yourself like you are unimportant, why would others see you as important? If you tolerate disrespect, why would others feel the need to honor you? If you give endlessly without ever considering your own needs, people will assume that is just who you are. Someone who exists only to serve, not to be valued. But self-respect does not mean being selfish. It does not mean refusing to help or turning away from others in need. It means understanding your worth. It means recognizing that your kindness is valuable and should not be given away carelessly. It means knowing when to give and when to step back, when to offer grace and when to let someone face the consequences of their actions. And here is the truth: when you start respecting yourself, some people will not like it. The ones who are comfortable using you will call you selfish. The ones who benefited from your lack of boundaries will say you have changed. But listen to me. If someone only respected you when you had no self-respect, they never truly respected you at all. You do not have to prove your worth by overextending yourself for people who do not appreciate you. You do not have to earn love by exhausting yourself to please others. Stand firm in your value. Love people, but love yourself enough to set limits. Because when you respect yourself, the right people will honor you and the wrong ones will remove themselves from your life. And that, my friend, is a blessing in disguise. Not everyone deserves access to your kindness, because kindness is a privilege, not an obligation. Too often we believe that we must be kind to everyone, no matter how they treat us. We think that if we keep showing love, keep forgiving, keep giving, eventually people will change. But the reality is, some people do not change, they just take advantage. There are those who see kindness as an open door they can walk through whenever they please, without any responsibility or gratitude. They return only when they need something, only when they want a favor, only when they know you will not say no. And if you allow it, they will drain you dry, not because they need to, but because they can. But let me tell you something. Your kindness is valuable. Your time, your love, your generosity, these are not things to be handed out carelessly to those who do not appreciate them. Even God Himself does not pour blessings where there is no gratitude. He does not keep giving to those who reject Him. He offers grace, but He also allows people to face the consequences of their choices. And so must you. It is not unkind to withhold kindness from those who abuse it. It is wise. It is not cruel to distance yourself from those who mistreat you. It is necessary. You are not called to be used. You are called to walk in wisdom. The right people will respect your kindness. They will see it as a gift, not a right. They will appreciate it, not exploit it. And those who do not, let them go. Because when you start guarding your kindness, you will find that it is better to have a few people who truly value you than a crowd that only comes to take. Forgiveness does not mean tolerating disrespect, because true forgiveness sets you free, but wisdom protects you from repeated harm. Too many people believe that forgiving someone means letting them continue to mistreat you. They think that if they show enough patience, enough grace, enough understanding, the other person will eventually change. But let me tell you something. Not everyone who is forgiven appreciates it. Not everyone who is given another chance values it. Forgiveness is a command, but trust is earned. You can release the bitterness from your heart without allowing someone back into your life to hurt you again. You can forgive someone's wrongdoing while still holding them accountable for their actions. Because true forgiveness does not mean pretending the harm never happened. It means choosing to heal and refusing to let bitterness take root in your soul. But too often, when kindness meets the wrong people, they take it as permission. They believe they can keep crossing boundaries, keep lying, keep manipulating, because they assume you will always forgive, always stay, always accept their behavior. And if you are not careful, your kindness will not just be unappreciated, it will be abused. That is why forgiveness must be paired with wisdom. You can love people from a distance. You can pray for them without keeping them in your life. You can wish them well without allowing them to continue disrespecting you. Jesus himself forgave, but he was not naive. He knew the hearts of men. He knew when to walk away. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is remove yourself from a situation where your kindness is being exploited. Because forgiveness is a gift of grace, but respect must be mutual. Kindness should never come at the cost of your dignity, because true kindness does not require you to shrink yourself, to tolerate mistreatment, or to sacrifice your self-worth. Too often people believe that being kind means staying silent when they are disrespected, accepting less than they deserve, or allowing others to walk all over them. But listen, if your kindness is costing you your dignity, it is no longer kindness. It is self-betrayal. You were not created to be used, to be overlooked, or to be anyone's doormat. You were created with value, with purpose, with a calling that is far greater than simply pleasing others. True kindness does not mean making yourself small so that others can feel big. It does not mean agreeing to everything just to avoid conflict. It does not mean allowing disrespect just to keep the peace. Because here's the truth. The more you tolerate mistreatment in the name of kindness, the less respect people will have for you. The moment you lower your standards, people will assume that is all you deserve. And if you do not stand up for yourself, do not expect anyone else to do it for you. But dignity does not mean being harsh. It does not mean treating others with arrogance. It simply means knowing your worth. It means understanding that you can be kind without being weak, that you can serve others without being a servant to their demands, that you can walk in love while still standing firm in respect. So let your kindness be strong. Let it be full of grace, but also full of self-respect. Because kindness that costs you your dignity is not kindness at all, it is surrender. And you were not called to surrender to the expectations of people. You were called to stand tall, to walk in wisdom, and to live in the fullness of your God-given worth. Kindness without wisdom invites exploitation, because when you give without discernment, some will take advantage instead of being grateful. The world is filled with people who see kindness not as something to cherish, but as something to use. They look for those with soft hearts, generous spirits, and willing hands, not because they respect them, but because they know they can get what they want. You see, kindness is a beautiful thing, but it must be given with understanding. Even the most valuable treasures lose their worth when handed out carelessly. If you give without wisdom, people will begin to expect rather than appreciate. They will assume you exist to serve their needs, to meet their demands, to always say yes, no matter the cost to yourself. And if you are not careful, you will wake up one day exhausted mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because you have given so much to those who never intended to pour anything back into you. you will realize that some people never truly valued your kindness. They only valued their ability to benefit from it. But listen, God never called you to be used. He called you to be wise. Even Jesus, the ultimate example of love and grace, did not entrust himself to everyone. He helped the needy, healed the sick, and forgave sinners, but he also walked away from those who refused to change. He knew the difference between a heart that was truly in need and a heart that only wanted to take. And that is the wisdom you must carry. Be kind, but do not be blind. Give, but do not allow yourself to be drained. Love, but do not let that love be manipulated. Because true kindness is not about giving endlessly, it is about giving wisely. And when you give with wisdom, your kindness will not only bless others, but it will also be respected. Kindness must be guided by boundaries, because without them it leads to exhaustion, resentment, and a loss of self-respect. Too many people believe that being kind means always being available, always saying yes, always putting others first, no matter the cost. But let me tell you something. A kindness without limits is not kindness. It is self-neglect. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. Even the strongest tree will wither if it gives away all its fruit without time to replenish. Even the most generous heart will grow weary if it is constantly pouring into others without ever being refilled. And if you do not set limits, people will not stop taking. They will keep going until you have nothing left to give. The truth is, not everyone deserves full access to you. Some people come into your life only to drain, to demand, to take without ever giving in return. And if you do not establish boundaries, you will find yourself depleted, frustrated, and wondering why your kindness is met with a lack of respect. But understand this: setting boundaries does not mean you stop being kind. It does not mean you stop helping others. It simply means you recognize your own worth. It means you give out of love, not obligation. It means you help where you can, but not at the expense of your own well-being. Even Jesus took time away from the crowds to rest, to pray, to be renewed. If he needed boundaries, so do you. So do not feel guilty for saying no when necessary. Do not feel bad for protecting your peace, because real kindness is not about sacrificing yourself to please others. It is about giving from a place of strength, wisdom, and self-respect. And when your kindness is balanced with boundaries, it will not only be appreciated, it will be honored. Not everyone will appreciate your kindness, and that is okay, because true kindness is given from the heart, not for approval. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that no matter how good you are to people, no matter how much you help, sacrifice, or care, some will still take you for granted. Some will never say thank you. Some will expect your kindness as if they are entitled to it, and some will walk away the moment they no longer need you. But listen to me. You are not kind for applause. You are not generous for validation. You do not love because you are hoping for something in return. You do it because it is who you are. Because kindness is not about how others respond. It is about the condition of your heart. However, here is the truth. The way people treat your kindness reveals more about them than it does about you. The ones who use you, who disrespect you, who ignore your value, those are the ones who are lacking, not you. And when you start to realize that, their actions will no longer shake you. You will stop wasting your kindness on those who refuse to appreciate it, and instead you will pour it into those who do. Because make no mistake, there are people who will honor your kindness. There are people who will cherish your generosity, who will see the value in your heart, who will give back merit the same love and respect you offer. And those are the ones you should invest in. So do not stop being kind, but be wise in where you place your kindness. Not everyone will appreciate it, and that is okay, because the right people, the ones who truly see you, will never take your kindness for granted. And when you give to those who value you, your kindness will not just be noticed, it will be respected. Kindness is a beautiful gift, but it must be given with wisdom, strength, and self-respect. If you hand it out without discernment, some will see it as a weakness, some will take it for granted, and some will use it for their own benefit. But true kindness is not about pleasing everyone. It is about walking in love while standing firm in your worth. You were not created to be used. You were not called to be a doormat. You were meant to shine with both grace and wisdom, set boundaries, walk with discernment, give where your kindness is valued, and remember this: real kindness does not lower itself to be accepted. It lifts others while standing strong. So keep being kind, but never at the cost of your dignity. Keep loving, but never at the expense of your self-respect. Because the right people, the ones who truly honor you, will never see your kindness as an invitation to disrespect you. They will see it for what it is, a reflection of the strength God has placed within you.